Hello traders, welcome to First Bars Academy. So today the pair that we're currently looking at is BCH USDT, which is Bitcoin Cash. Now what scenario do we have on Bitcoin Cash? I'm looking at our monthly time frame. Let's see the environment that we have. So on our monthly time frame, we have a bullish environment on Bitcoin Cash, as we can see clearly that the past 6 months has been bullish, right? So we've had a bullish 6 months. So for the past 6 months, price has been bullish. Now, what does this tell us? This tells us that we are going to be expecting a retracement at some point before a continuation to the upside again, because for the past 6 months we've not seen any bearish candle yet. And this is a very interesting scenario. However, we have a W pattern here right before all this move to the upside. So we are going to be expecting a retracement back to the neckline. As we know, once we have a W formation like this in the markets, we simply identify our neckline, and our neckline is always this area, right? This right here is always our neckline. So we mark up the neckline, we take it across, and then we wait patiently for price to slowly come back for a retracement and a retest before we can get interested for another continuation all over again. So now we're not yet getting our retracement yet, but then it's good to know that we have a level that we're going to be interested in the future. All right. So going over to the weekly time frame, what price action can we identify? So on the weekly, price has been bearish as well. All right. So we can see clearly that we had a nice bearish impulse to the downside, retracement, and then price looked set to continue back down. However, there was an area of demand around this level that prevented this price from going further to the downside. Now, this area of demand in the market that prevented them from going further to the downside is where we're going to be monitoring on our lower time frame. However, we can see this area of demand, we can identify it rather using this sell to buy scenario. So why do we always use a sell to buy scenario? For a market to change from a bearish environment to a bullish environment, there has to be a demand, right? So let's type this out. For the market to shift from a sell to a buy, there needs there must be other there must be an area of demand, right? And then also for the market to shift from a buy to a sell, there must be a supply, right? So this is, you could add this to a rule that you apply to the market when you're trading, right? So this right here is a very, very powerful rule that if you apply it to your trading alone, it's going to give you a whole lot of advantage, right? So now that we know that for the market to shift from a sell to a buy, there must be an area of demand. Now let's look closely and first of all identify our sell to buy. Now for market to stop and then start buying, this area right here needs to be an area of demand. And if we look back to this level right here, you'd see that we had a nice, the market shifted from a buy environment to a sell environment, right? And then we can now say this was our level of supply. Now if we look closely to what's happening exactly opposite it, you can see that the market created a nice sell to buy scenario, right? So this means that this area of supply now has now turned into an area of demand. right? So market has changed from the market has used this level of supply that was created here all the way back in February last year. Price has now used it for a level of support. Now that we've identified this very important fact on our weekly time frame, let's head straight to our daily time frame. So now let's mark up our demand on the weekly before we move further to the daily. So this area here is our level of demand, and if we take this back across, you can see this was the level of supply here as well. So going to our daily time frame, what price action can we see? So now on the daily time frame, we can see that the market has tested this level three times, right? So this was the first test, this was the second test, and this right here was the third time that market tested it after all this move to the upside, right? So after the market gave all this move to the upside, they've tested this area three times since then. The first one, the second one, and the third one. Now I'm looking deep inside here, you can see that the market created strong levels of demand before going up, right? So how do you identify these levels of demand? You can use an off color candle, or you can use your sell to buy scenario. So we had a nice sell to buy scenario here, the first one. We had another sell to buy scenario here again, the second one. And we had a third sell to buy scenario here again, the third one. So we had strong areas of demand here on our daily time frame. Now we can see that it's no coincidence that the market created these areas of demand exactly where there was the previous supply, right? Same thing happens over and over again. There is no coincidence in the market. So now that we've identified that there is a strong level of demand around this point, then what price action are we looking for at the moment? So currently what we are looking for at the moment is we are looking to observe the way that price has rejected this level. Now let's clear this up. You can see clearly on your chart that during this retest, you can see this was a deep retest, right? Price first of all came to test this level of demand that we had here. Then we had a second retest. Price tested the second level of demand that we had here, and 2 days ago we had our third retest. Price came back to test this third level of demand that we have in the market, right? So from this area we expect the bulls to come back in the market again. Now, where is our most recent area of demand in the market? The most recent area of demand in the market is this level right here, right? So you can see that the market gave a nice sell to buy scenario inside this area. So now that we've identified this demand and price is rejecting it, what should we be doing? Now we need to be monitoring price action inside of this area, right? So we need to be monitoring price action inside of this area on the 4-hour time frame. Now once we get a bullish trade setup on the 4-hour time frame, then we can be looking forward to taking a nice trade on BCH, right? So our target for this trade is going to be a nice swing trade back to the upside. Now, why is this our target? Now the reason why this is our target is simply because we have this nice buy to sell scenario here, right? So if we take this across, you can see that this buy to sell area is serving as an area of supply, as we spoke about earlier, right? For a market to shift from a bullish environment to a bearish environment, there needs to be a supply in the market. Now this is the area of supply that we have in the market, and then this is where I'm going to be targeting in the next couple of days. However, I'm only going to be taking this trade if the market provides entries based on my rules, because we know that price could still reject further to the downside. It's the market, anything can happen. But then since we've built up these confluences around this area, we have all these confluences here, then this means that we expect price to shift back to the upside again. So we're going to be looking forward to capitalizing on this move. So let me know what you think about Bitcoin Cash going into the next couple of days as well in the comment section. And also do not forget to like and share this as well with your friends to support the creation of more free educational content for you all. And then also follow me on TradingView because I make analysis every day covering different forex and crypto pairs as well, and you can learn a whole lot from those videos. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you get a video and okay, so that you get a notification once I drop a video. So thank you so much for watching. See you on the next video. I'm so excited. Stay blessed.